I know you. You'll start before I'm even sitting down. Hey guys. Okay.
So yeah, we're making this video because I like to inspire a lot of couple, not just foreigners, but all over the world.
She's very inspirational and a very happy and positive person, which is why she wanted to do this video. She's very excited about doing this video. I'm a man, so obviously I'm naturally a little bit more simple. Like I need like 2 or 3 things in my life and I'm good. You know.
Yeah, because
I agree with her. Over the course of our years of being together, each one of these things we've learned about and become stronger with, and it's made our marriage 10 times better, as opposed to people not taking the time and then they're not happy.
yeah, it is nice. I'm excited about it because you will learn from it, like understanding your wife or your girlfriend or your husband, and it's nice to inspire couple that are in processing of having a misunderstanding all the time, and it's just nice to see happy couple genuinely. It's nice to see them smiling together and laughing together. It's just make the world better.
It makes your relationship
Inspiration.
better.
Yeah.
It does, guys. Just take
Happy.
the time to understand each other more, listen to what we're saying, and you'll have a much better and happier marriage.
Yep.
Everyone keeps saying, Corey, I want what you have. Then pay attention to this video.
Yeah, so I hope you learn and you talk to your wife after this and you have a talk and let her express her sadness about you, and just listen to her because it's very important that you listen to her. That means you value her. So her words is very important to you, and then after that, who knows, after months you'll have amazing relationship that you could also inspire to other people. It's just nice because we're very happy together, and that's what you do. When you're happy, you inspire people by sharing what you learn in a relationship.
I want to see more other happy couples and people find the right person and then understand each other and learn from these things and have a good relationship, compared to the people saying, I met my Filipino, we got married 6 weeks ago, I'm giving up. And I'm thinking, what? What do you mean you got married and you're going to give up after your relationship within 6 weeks? Do you love her? Yes or no? If you do, then work on these things and you will have a good relationship.
You have good sex after.
Yes, you also have sex.
Yeah, so you're not always like mad. Behave like that. Like he's already mad, and then processing. Then we talk and tell him the reason why.
And then you're crying, and then you're hugging me, and then I'm like, okay, and you're like, you're a good husband because you deal with me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know. I don't know. It's just
Emotions.
It's hard to explain, and it's good that I have a husband that listens to me and respect, and he really take time to understand me as a woman. So let's go to the problems.
Okay, number 1.
Language barrier. So you explain.
Okay, so as far as, because her primary language was Visaya or Cebuano, and then Tagalog, and then English being a third language, what will be a common word for her in English won't be a common word for me, or something that I would commonly phrase something as might be different to her. So I'll have to re-explain it a lot. So quite often at the beginning of a relationship, I would ask her questions or make comments or talk about something, and she would nod and say, okay. And I'm like, okay. And then later I'm like, so you didn't like that? No, but you agreed. Yeah, I didn't understand. I'm like, oh, okay. So I make sure that she does understand now. And of course it's been years, so I don't have that problem now. But either way, even some of our language barrier can be almost offensive to other people, or she could say something that, like, I remember the first time she was like, I loved you, and then walked off, and I'm like, what? Like, you loved?
For him, it's
that's
like
past tense. So
no, I know it. I know that it's past tense, but it's just for me, it's fun, like joking, but for him it's offensive because it has a deep meaning back in US. But for us, like, oh, it's just past tense, so like,
Yeah, so either way, a lot of what we would call normal speaking, they might find offensive, or we might find what they're saying offensive, but that's just because they're two completely different languages. So we're just learning and understanding, and now that almost never really happens because we understand each other. But at first, a lot of times people just get frustrated and think that person has an issue, but that's not their first language. So it's not, you have to make sure to explain it correctly and take your time so that they understand you.
Yeah. The only way to deal with it or fix it is to communicate. Once you triggered, like, oh, I get annoyed, but of course it's hard to like express right away. You just have to remember to tell him that that's really, I don't like it, something like that. I wasn't like that before, but now I learn from him to always communicate whatever bothers me, because he doesn't know about it. It's different. It's much
I
different.
remember an example now when we were first dating and I was driving in a parking lot and this kid wouldn't get out of the way from my car. And I'm like, this turd needs to move. I didn't mean it like he was actually poop or feces. I'm just calling him a turd because we use turd as a very common, name or phrase, just whatever, like jokingly. And then she started to cry and I'm like, what's wrong? You called him that? And I'm like, no, I don't mean he's equivalent to a real turd. I just mean he's acting like a turd. It's just something we would commonly say. So you have to learn those things. And unfortunately, a lot of times you learn them the hard way. So then you got to talk and understand.
Well, you will remember if it's hard way. You will.
Oh, I remember it. Yeah.
So number two, Filipino
two.
time. That's actually always have a problem before. Now it's like minimal, but it's him get annoyed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we talked about adjusting to the culture over here being Filipino time, but a lot of people have made comments to me regarding the marriage and saying, well, she's late sometimes. And I more or less joke in our videos that she's late because she's not, because she knows after years of being with me, when I say we're leaving at 12, then that means that means we're leaving at 12. So I mean, it might be 12:10 or 15 or something because the dogs are running or that we're missing a cat. But I mean, for the most part, she's on time. Whereas opposed to at first, I would say 12, and then she would start getting ready at like 2, and I'm thinking it's just very rude and offensive. And I had to learn that from us making dinner plans with people and things, and then them showing up hours late. And I mean hours. And they would say, yeah, we'll be there at 4:00. And then you call them at 6 and they're like, yeah, I'll be ready to leave soon. I'll be on time. And I'm just thinking, what? Like,
yeah, I want to explain that, guys, because if we're meeting up, for us, it's, we invited them and it's like they know they're busy. So we expect that to be late because they know we get their time. So an inviter will be patiently wait because they're doing it for us. Because when you're invited someone, it means we want them to come over us. We're giving asking them favor to invite us.
Yeah, no, for us it's different when you ask the person to be somewhere or you make plans for a certain time. When they're late, they're now wasting your time. So it's
maybe it's because business job, like you have to be there because like that. For us, it's like relaxing, enjoying. But if you're doing this for business or job, then you have to be in time because we're doing it for you. And
yeah, it's something that I just want to say, so we're not discussing it all day. I think everyone gets the point where it's not as strict over here with that. So if you're meeting someone for a date, and when we were dating, it would not be on time at first, but she understood the importance to me afterwards when I'm like, I'm ready, my shirt tucked in and the car's running because I said we had dinner at 6 and you're in a bathrobe at 6. So then now she understands, and she's not like that. But at first you can't get mad at the person because their culture is just different.
Yes.
They're not being rude. Their culture is different. They weren't taught that was rude. So.
Yeah. So number 3 is pressure. That's on me. I don't like being pressured, to be honest, because when I'm pressured, I get panic and it's like stressing me. Someone's like, what time is that? Like sometimes almost like you do that. Are you going? So what are you asking? I'm already dressed. Why are you asking me I'm going? Of course I am. So it's just like it gives me bad energy, like someone pressure you. It's like, we're not working our job. I understand that, but in the house we don't have to always do that. But of course I admit that sometimes like that time is very important to him, and for me it's like being relaxed and distracted with all the work. So it's just on me, and of course I need to learn to about the time more, which is I am, and he's more relaxed, like, yeah, so I'm not stressed about it because you're more relaxed now.
Yeah, I'm a lot more relaxed now, and I know how to word things differently with her. But Filipinos in general are not good with pressure, at least from what I've seen. So if
Get panic.
if I'm saying to her back like when we were married, living in the States, and I'm like, "Hey, we have to go," like I said 6 o'clock and it's 6:15, then she gets anxiety and gets stressed out, and it
Yeah.
completely changes her mood.
Like-
So I've learned to adapt to that. So I'm not doing that because it's just going to ruin her day, and then which in return will ruin my day. So now I'm doing it a lot differently, where I'll just be like, "Honey, it's almost 6. You'll be ready," just so we're there on time. And then she's more relaxed
Yeah.
about it.
His tone is different, like
I
more
make sure to
calming.
approach it differently because
Honey.
I know she's not good with pressure. So if I give her pressure, she will.
Yeah. Like my happiness
out.
from being happy and then boop, to go to zero, and that's it. It takes time to be happy again. That's just me. It's like everything's emotions too much, like happiness to the max, like sad to the max. So
Yep.
changes. So we get disappointed. Like, yeah, you explained that, honey?
Filipinos in general can be more sensitive, I've noticed. So I want to not try to insult anyone because it's they can get disappointed easier. Where if I forget, if I have to go out and pick up 5 things, and I forget one out of the 5, it can make her sad. Like she will be
Yeah.
disappointed because it was
I need it, so it's like,
right. But yeah, they can just be more sensitive about it. I mean that like in a very nice way. So therefore I just try to take that into consideration, where even if we have chicken food here, if I said I was going to pick up the chicken food, I put it on a checklist so I remember to pick up the chicken food, because she will
like,
get-
sprinkles.
yes, or get disappointed, and it's yeah. Anyways, where me, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, in Americans, you have to tell what you want, but here it's like we expected, like, I like that, why you didn't get it? So like, oh, he didn't think about me. So, but him, it's like, you didn't tell me that you like it. He said, okay, so I have to tell, even he knows that I like it. So, okay, so maybe Americans have to like verbally tell everything so you don't forget even.
Maybe it's just the man thing in general.
Okay, miscommunication for me sometimes number
Yep.
5.
Number 5, miscommunication.
Yep. When I forget sometimes ahead to him, like we're invited or going there, or I have to buy this, I have to go there. So as American, like especially when we're driving back here, and then you have traffic to like deal, so you have like, oh, you didn't tell me ahead, so
Yeah, I'm still in the habit of scheduling my time and having a driving route that might make sense. So let's say we're picking up errands in the city, and then she'll probably forget 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 of the locations. So I will go here, grab this, go here, get this, go here, and then we're going home. Oh, but we have to get this. And I'm thinking, but that's all the way over here after we drove by it, or because she'll forget, and she's more relaxed about it, a lot more casual.
yeah, I
and
can walk there and get it myself. But
laid
you don't-
back. So then I'm like, oh, okay. So I've learned to adjust my time and give some leeway, and even check with her a few times, saying, honey, are we going to need to pick up other things? Is there anywhere you need to go? So I'm not driving back that way. And then she'll think about it or check her phone list, and
Yeah, because we sometimes with family, Ate, can you buy this? And then we're already late, and then, oh shit, I don't know. I have to tell Corey about this because we're driving. It's crazy in the
I know your tone. So then you'll
Traffic.
be like, you'll make the face, you'll be like, honey, because then you have to like ask me for something that's in the completely different direction
Yeah,
than
I
we're
know.
driving in. But
I
yeah, I
know
mean,
it's-
miscommunication is really rather broad as far as making sure to explain to the person exactly what you need in not detail, but remember all the things so that they're not going in circles and they understand better.
Number 6. I want to like these 6. Sarcasm. I'm just gonna say that because that's actually my like before when we're newly dating or newly married, sarcastic. So it's not
Yes.
very common here in the Philippines, and it caused annoyance to me and just give me those negative emotions that, you know, because of course he doesn't know about that, but it takes me time to tell him that it bothers me. Why you joke like that, like that, like that? Then you know, it years they have to like to be open and just tell him in a nicer way. When I'm calm, of course, that it bothers me as a woman. It bothers me, you know, that like about my sister or females because it's not practiced here in the Philippines.
No,
It's not very common.
I've never met a Filipino in general, boy or girl, that is sarcastic. So most of the Americans I know are sarcastic, or at least a little bit. Some a lot, some a little bit, but either way they are. And they'll say something and I'll laugh, and then my wife will be like, really? And I'm like, no, don't listen to them because it's just not common here. So you have to understand that when you're being sarcastic, if you do that, that they probably won't understand you at first, and you have to constantly let them know. Otherwise, you may be offending them
Yeah,
or
sometimes.
confusing them.
Or maybe just if you're trying to joke and sarcastic, just tell them, oh, that's joke. So it's like, oh, okay, so we know that's a joke. But sometimes, you know, we offend Filipinos that, you know, because for them it's sensitive
Yeah.
topic and for you it's not. So just tell them like, oh, it's a joke. Okay, so it's a joke. Oh, okay, the 7. Oh, one last is financial control because for me it's hard because I've been taking care of myself for almost 10 years before I married my husband. Financially, like I have my own space at my parents, like I really have like a room, or because I have a house and I have
Yeah, she had built on an addition.
Yeah.
I mean, she had air conditioning and
Yeah, so
everything. So
I take care of myself. I have a friends that when we go out, I take care of them because you know it's just like I don't grow up like asking, like always following someone like that. I'm like actually the one like taking care of them. Like okay, we're going there like that. So my point is my husband is like I'm always following him, like financially, like it's hard to
yeah,
I don't grow up asking, so was something I like it I'm hesitate to ask because I didn't grow up like I didn't like asking. But of course like when you give me something then that's okay, like he's giving me. It's just hard for me to ask every time I need something.
yeah, it's something I want to say this does not apply to most people, but it really depends on the Filipina, because I do talk to a lot of guys that are looking for one that has a job or has gone to school and they're more stable and they're not getting in a relationship and then supporting their whole family, because it's kind of a big concern for foreigners and something that's talked about all the time. So therefore they're looking for a different type of Filipino, which is fine. That's what I have. I mean, she had her own business and her own place and went to college.
Yeah,
So
savings.
she had her own savings and her own income when I met her. So then when we got married and she moved to the States, she wasn't working. It wasn't the plan because I was very comfortable. And then even moving here, my income is still very comfortable. So it hasn't made sense for her to go get a job or try to open a business and be busy 60 hours a week. So for her, it's definitely been quite the adjustment from,
Yeah,
the way it
very
was. That's not
Like-
the case for a lot of people, but you have to keep it in mind. It maybe if that's the kind of person that you're looking for, it's going to be a challenge, and you need to discuss it with the person so they're
Yeah.
not, sad or feeling. I'm not really sure how to actually word it, but all of a sudden their income is gone, and now they're relying on someone else. And
Yeah, for me, honey, it's not all about the money. It's about like asking to you, which is I don't really grow up like that. Like where financially, like my mom always told me to be
Yeah.
financial. So it's just hard because every time I want, like I know myself, like when I want something, I want it. Like that's why I work very hard because I want things. But if I have to ask it for you, then it's uncomfortable. Like I have to like explain then why I like this, something like that. It's just part of the adjustment. But now like I try to understand that as married because it's not like I'm free anymore. Like unlike before, I'm single. Like I have my husband who will willing to take care of me financially. So I understand that and accept that, and he loves it. You want me to, you know, depend on you, right?
I don't like that
Oh, okay.
phrase, but I mean, I like supporting you.
Okay,
I wouldn't
support.
want to watch you work 40, 50, 60 hours a week to be worried about money or bills. I mean, we're comfortable, so
Yeah, it's like also it's like the bills. It's also like oh my gosh, I need to. Maybe it's how my mind like I have to like keep all the receipts just to show. Which
I've never looked at one, but
yeah, I know, but for me it's just I need to be like honesty. Like you have to, I have to show it. It's just me, honey. It's how I grow. It's nothing. My husband is a good husband. It's just me like. Bis- Growing in a business, it's different when you're employed. So like we have to like all the receipt and things, it's all there. So if ever we want question, it's in there. So I don't have to worry about explaining something. But I'm adjusting and I do enjoy being a housewife and taking care by my husband. It's less stress and I'm adapting being a wife more and telling him what I like, and he's always okay. Like it's okay, just buy it because we need it, you know. So especially with girl things, he's very supportive with all nails. So I have no problem. He's actually enjoying when I buy something for myself to look good because that's he wants to be attracted to me. Yeah. So yeah, my dad always told me you have to work hard
no,
and
I know.
be educated because you don't know what man will you get married. Like very common here, like a lot some are drunkard, like they have like alcohol issues and some
Gambling and
yeah.
just yep.
At least I know how to take care of myself financially. If ever goes wrong, I'm still can eat. That's just how I grow.
Well, yeah, your parents raised you to take care of yourself,
Yeah.
not knowing if you would have a good
Because
husband.
they don't know what kind of husband guy will married, and my mom will not, we're not gonna say no to your husband. You will like pick what husband you want. So either we're so in love and he has a problem with drinks or spending money or gambling, those are gonna ruin the finances. So at least I'm ready. I'm just adjusting. Right?
Yes.
But I'm happy that my husband's taking care of me with all my needs, so it's just an adjustment. Thank
Right.
you, honey.
You're very welcome.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Okay, you all done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you learn from it with our experiences, like
The challenges, and things we've come into.
special different cultures, and we're all have to learn from it, like make mistakes and learn and grow up together. So,
Yep.
good evening.
Good evening.